He has put his heart and soul to building up the Conceptual Orthopedic as an organization. He's going to introduce his Pinnacle course in the third week of February in Delhi at the Vidya Jeevan Center, Greater Noida.
It really took us a lot of time and efforts to get it to India.
What made you think that it's time to go beyond the foundation courses?
Where the student gets to do and he learns it directly.
I'm very sure that you arrange the best goals for your students.
So we wanted our students to have the best in class experience. So we ensured that we have got the best sawbones available.
He has had the record of holding maximum number of lectures in CO. You will find him every week taking live lectures. Hi friends, I am Dr. Apur Mehra and I represent Team Conceptual Orthopedics here. And with me is the Dr. Shailesh Pai sir, who is a wonderful orthopedic surgeon, a wonderful academician, and more than that, a wonderful human being. He has put his heart and soul to building up the Conceptual Orthopedic as an organization, and specifically further enhancing the cherry on the cake being the trauma section. He has had the record of holding maximum number of lectures in CO. You will find him every week taking live lectures, and he's a man who never refuses anything. His dream, which is now the dream at the center of CO, is about holding trauma courses. He has held beautiful foundation courses for the last 2 years, all across the country on trauma. And now he's going to introduce his Pinnacle course in the third week of February in Delhi at the Vidya Jeevan Center, Greater Noida. Sir, welcome to this podcast.
Thank you.
Right. What made you think that it's time to go beyond the foundation courses?
So definitely from a student's perspective, learning something and discussing it's a great way to understand things, but getting a chance to do yourself with a sawbone is going to take the understanding to the next level. So we always realize that this is one thing that we need to cater to, that we need to have sawbone workshops where the student gets to do and he learns it directly firsthand, that if he doesn't do it in the way it is recommended, then what things can go wrong. So that's where the Pinnacle course was thought to be, and we have planned it in that.
What is the Pinnacle course?
So the Pinnacle course is the next step, I may say, after one has done a foundation course. In the foundation course, the student has learnt what to be done and to a certain extent how to be done. But how to execute that thing is what he'll be doing in Pinnacle course. So the overall structure of the course would again be very much similar to foundation course, where a significant time is given for discussions, where we'll have real case scenarios in each of the regions of regional orthopedics, as we call it, like proximal humerus, distal humerus, shaft, all those things. Each of these will have case discussions, real scenarios, where we all discuss of how things have to be done there, and then show the results, or if things can go wrong, why it has went wrong. And then we have the sawbone exercises that we have planned, which caters nearly to the entire trauma, like starting from compression plating, lag screws, tension band wirings, we have DHS, we have plates in different configurations, compression plating, buttress plate, anti-glide, and then we also have the X6 module. So these ones is where the students gets to do himself, and there will be a real feedback definitely that the student can see by himself, but even otherwise there will be enough faculties to discuss of how things could be done a better way and how it is to be done in the recommended way.
All right. As we know that you are a perfectionist and you want to get things to the perfect level, you are also a surgeon. You also wanted to have the bones which have closest resemblance to the bones that we operate upon. I am very sure that you arrange the best bones for your students.
Yeah, that's exactly what I may say. It took us so much time to actually do the Pinnacle course. So we wanted our students to have the best in class experience. So we ensured that we have got the best sawbones available today for any student across the world, I may say. And it really took us a lot of time and efforts to get it to India, but we were able to, thanks to the entire team, and we know how difficult it was to really get this part of the thing, because unless the student gets it to do in a good sawbone, the feeling is not there. I mean, there are hundreds of sawbone companies even in India, as we see, but it doesn't resemble the real live patient's bone that we are operating on. So I think they will definitely have the best experience.
Yeah. So you got the bones, you got the instruments and the implants also.
Yeah, that's the second challenge of getting a big inventory. Now, thing is, when you're using a particular implant on a sawbone, we cannot be using the same set back onto patients. So we need to be buying the entire system. So the entire inventory of whatever is required to be done across all these exercises had to be planned and procured, and we ensured again that the particular design matched or is the best in the class, so that entire filament from the drill bit to tap to even screwdrivers, everything can change the ultimate fixation. If you use a not proper size diameter drill bit, or if we do not have the proper size tap, or if we do not have, say, a locking screwdriver for a locking screw, the stability provided at the end is not the same. So we need to have the proper instrumentation. A surgery is as much a surgeon's role as much equal role can be given to the what implant and what instrumentation is to be used. So that experience we have not compromised on. So I'm sure the surgeons, all the delegates who attend will have the best experience that they can possibly dream of.
Yeah, even the tables.
These tables were also designed and in specific ways, and they were customized that we could use only for this purpose. So when the delegates come, they will be able to actually see of how much planning has gone into that and efforts, of course, of a particular way a table is in the tabletop is designed, and space for the clamps and space, storage space. So all those, a lot of efforts. I may just say we are not able to hold this course prior because a lot of efforts went into planning, so that even the first student that attends that attends this particular course gets the experience that we want the student to have, and we have not cut any corners there.
If you go across the nation, every 100 meters you might find a hospital, but you won't find an academician. And what is an academician? An academician is a person who thinks beyond it. And here, the statement that Dr. Shailesh Pai said, that each one of you is a valuable orthopedic surgeon. You'll be treating hundreds and lakhs and thousands of patients, right, routinely. And the skill set that you develop here is going to almost last a lifetime. And the earlier you learn it, the better it is, because as he just said, relearning and unlearning and all these processes are very tedious and very difficult, and they have no perfection. So if you want to start early, learn early and finish it off. And then keep upbreasting you routinely. The bones, the instruments, implants, the infrastructure, the tables, all this has been his dream. It's his baby. How do you feel this developing into something ready to run?
It was a great responsibility, and really thankful to the entire team of living the dream along with me, because it was not possible for any one person to really execute this. And thanks to you personally on this front, that whatever I put forth was just taken, because again, like I told, the final plan was that the student, the delegate who attends, should have the experience which he cannot get in any other course that he can plan at his convenience and his place. So I am pretty sure that this particular goal has been met with, as whatever we have dreamt, we were able to put it on paper and execute it in a real situation now, and it's just a matter of time before the course begins and the students will get the experience.
Your right and your left hand. Of course.
Much before that, the entire CEO family as such for constant inputs, and my main associates, I won't call it right and left because I don't want to differentiate, but main associates are Dr. Fahim and Dr. Vishal, who...
Dr. Vishal and Dr. Fahim.
Okay. Dr. Vishal and Dr. Fahim, both are equals, because...
That's why they should not feel कि किसका नाम पहले लिया है. Both are absolutely right in the heart.
Yeah. Because again, even the inputs were given. Now, as when I plan something, I may be thinking from a certain perspective, from a certain experience, whereas Dr. Fahim or Dr. Vishal, they will put from their perspective. So it changes, and then you realize that there is a bigger lacuna that we really need to cater, and all the inputs were collectively taken, and this is a team effort of everyone from the top to bottom. I may even put my own mentors, Professor Shantaram Shetty, Dr. Ajit Kumar, and all the senior teachers that do. So it's not one person's efforts. Ultimately, a few people may get highlighted, but it's definitely the entire team which is backed this, and it's coming out beautiful.
Are you going to give some hard copy?
Yes. So one other thing that usually happens, if I look back, is a surgeon in the initial years at least, what he does is, like if I'm, for example, I'm a private surgeon in a private hospital working, and I planned a case tomorrow, and I don't know what particular things to keep ready for that particular case. I might have seen that case been done, or even done that case myself 5-6 times, but I really don't know the list of instruments that may be required, because we all know that even the simplest of the case can go horribly wrong in trauma. That always happens. That's why trauma is always challenging. Unlike any other subspecialty, I may say, without offending others, the trauma surgeons never get bored in life. That's because each case is different. We can operate 100 IT fractures. The 101 me teaches lessons that we have not even seen in the 100 cases. So that always happens. So there are certain things that we need to plan and keep things ready, right? And this has to be ready on the table, and you can't be getting it once you start the case. So we are compiling a book of all regional orthopedics, all the fractures in all areas of the bone, and then giving a overview of things to be done. But most importantly, two things to be highlighted in each chapter is, one is a checklist which you could readily use beforehand when you have planned the case, of getting those things ready and seeing to it that they are articulated and ready on the table, because you never know what you may require when. And the second one that is of most importance is tips and tricks. So individually, when we meet with certain challenges, the challenges may be because of reduction, because of implantation, how to overcome that, and the ways to do that. I feel this will benefit all of us, and it will be a ready reckoner, a companion to you. It will be like one other friend that you have in the OT before you go for the case, that you can just plan the case. I think that's what is planned, and that will be delivered to all the delegates who attend this course. It will be exclusively for them. It will have the links of all the videos also, so that a student can, or rather a surgeon can, refer to any of these and make things easier for himself or herself during the case.
What all procedures will you train finally, sir?
Sawbone workshop wise, if you want to ask me, we have 7 sawbone workshops during the course. So starting from the simplest principles of lag screw, position screw and compression plating. Then we have tension band wiring, we have DHS, we have bridge plating for a comminuted distal femur fracture, we have a buttress plate for a proximal tibia fracture, and we have an ankle malar fracture and an external fixator for a tibia fracture. These are the workshop based learning. We also have a very interesting module on implant removal. Now this may sound funny, but trust me, you ask any experienced surgeon, the most challenging case often has been an implant removal, because the thing is, you are expected to remove the implant, and you will not be given a credit for removing the implant, but many times it so happens you are not able to remove the implant. And
in a consent for a fracture, you can write problems of union or malunion, non-union can occur, but you never write, you will not be able to fix it.
Exactly.
But in the consent of an implant removal, there's a line mentioned, removal not possible.
Not possible. True. And it often so happens that the number of sets that we open to remove an implant may be much more than any even complex most fracture case that we have, right? So it does happen. So we have a module which is a workshop, as well as a live demonstration of various gadgets that are actually available to us, which many of us are not aware of. So, which I think most of us should be having in our OT, even if it's the simplest, most implant. So that is again a different learning, and I'm sure that's not there in most of the even teaching during orthopedic residency, and everyone gets to do or make mistakes on their own. But we can get to know what tools as a surgeon you have to really get for. So this is one other learning. But having said that, this is not the only learning. We have coming up with skills lab, where they get to do different things principles wise, and all the regions, orthopedic trauma, all the way from clavicle, coming down the upper limb, the pelvis acetabular, lower limb, the entire thing, up to the Liszt phalanx will be covered.
Fantastic. I think Pinnacle course is going to be a phenomenal among the students. It's going to be beautiful. And I just have a rapid fire for you, sir. Some of the questions.
Sure.
Which is your favorite movie?
It's 3 Idiots.
Which is your favorite non-academic book?
This is my favorite non-academic book, Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown.
Which is your favorite academic orthopedic book?
Skeletal Trauma by Browner, or AO Trauma book. I mean, I'll weigh them equally.
Which is your favorite academic book of MBBS?
Gray's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy. Oh God, fantastic. Which is your favorite surgery?
Currently, I may say it's proximal humeral fracture, but what challenges me is any acetabular fracture.
Alright. So you'll in future have an acetabulum course as well.
We
That
wish
will
to.
be your next dream.
We would wish to, yes.
Right. Has it ever happened you've not been able to remove an implant?
Many times.
Which one most frequently?
The commonest ones were actually the distal radius plate, which had the star screws. That's the toughest, I may say, or even DCPs, which were done about 20-25 years back. So
Ulnar nails? You've been fortunate to take
I have been fortunate to tell them I won't be taking them out, I may say. Yeah, because I always know the percentage of not being able to remove them is pretty high, so I always tell them we'll not get them out.
That's why he's got this covered in the Pinnacle course. So see you in the Pinnacle course, sir. 21st, 22nd, 23rd February in Delhi at Vidya Jeevan Center, Greater Noida.
Thank you very much, and hope all of them will have a great learning experience.
Thank you very much. What is the prerequisite to attend your Pinnacle course?
They any student who has done the foundation course is eligible to apply. It's a limited seats because sawbones and the drills and all are limited. So we don't want a thing where we keep one sawbone and 50 people around that. So we need everyone to have an individual hands-on experience. So we are restricting the number of delegates as per the number of stations that we have planned. So it's first come first serve basis. If you have done a foundation course, you are eligible to apply it. And we are releasing the calendar of events, so you can plan which courses you want to apply and as per your individual schedules.
Thank you, Dr. Chali. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.